Clapperboard Introduction. It was a cold winter morning in Berlin. The streets were quiet, covered in frost. A young journalist named Elena Fischer walked slowly through Alexanderplatz, notebook in hand. She wasn't just writing news, she was chasing truth. Europe was changing. People were losing trust, in politics, in promises, even in themselves. Elena had a dream, to tell a story that would wake people up. Elena met an old man sitting on a bench, wearing a torn overcoat. His name was Karl. He whispered. "I worked for 40 years, and yet my pension is not enough. They said Europe would protect us, but look, I can't even buy proper medicine." His hands shook as he showed Elena a small packet of pills, almost empty. Elena wrote in her notebook. Europe is rich in buildings, but poor in hearts. People are forgotten. Her journey continued to Paris. At night, near the Eiffel Tower, Elena spoke to students protesting high rent and unemployment. One student, Amelie, shouted with tears in her eyes. "We study, we fight for degrees, but there are no jobs. The city looks beautiful, but behind the lights, we are drowning." The camera of her mind captured the contrast, shining Eiffel Tower versus hopeless students sitting on the cold ground. In London, Elena visited a crowded street market. There she met a Pakistani immigrant named Hassan. He had been driving taxis for 15 years. Hassan smiled politely, but his words cut deep. "We left our home for a better life. Yes, Europe gave us bread, but not respect. They take our work, but not our names." He pointed to a shop sign, "Help wanted, English only." Elena felt a strange silence. The truth wasn't just about money, it was about dignity. In Poland, Elena entered an abandoned factory where hundreds once worked. Rusty machines, broken glass, and graffiti on the walls told the story of Europe's forgotten industries. A woman named Anya, who once worked there, said, "When the factory closed, our town died. Young people left, old people drink. This is Europe's hidden face." Elena touched the rusted iron and whispered. "These machines worked for decades. Now they are silent, like the voices of the poor." In Rome, she entered a church where candles still burned. She prayed for strength. Outside, she saw politicians in luxury cars, shaking hands and smiling for cameras. A priest told her softly. "They talk of faith, but practice greed. Rome has more crosses in stone than in hearts." Elena wrote. Europe's greatest danger is not poverty of money, but poverty of truth. One night, sitting in a train crossing the snowy Alps, Elena reread her notes. She realized she wasn't just collecting stories, she was carrying the pain of millions. She whispered to herself. "If I don't write this truth, who will?" Elena published her story across European newspapers. The Empty Streets of Europe, A Journey into Truth. Her words spread like fire. People shared it on social media, families discussed it at dinner tables, even politicians couldn't ignore it. In Berlin, Paris, London, Warsaw, and Rome, people marched, not for violence, but for truth. They held candles, not flags. Their slogan was simple. "We are Europe. Hear our truth." Moral. Elena stood again in Alexanderplatz. The sun rose gently, painting the sky with orange light. Children laughed, people hugged, and the air felt different. She whispered to herself. "Sparkles, truth is painful, but silence kills faster. Europe doesn't need new walls or new promises. It needs new hearts that can carry the truth."